Hello, I'm Alex Jensen from IGM. Here's a man who's about to turn 40. He's got a lot on his mind because he still hasn't found himself a wife. He's reached a point where he's no longer picky about looks or anything as long as he finds a bride. Now let's put him under different circumstances. What if women as gorgeous as the Hollywood actress Natalie Portman and as rich as Paris Hilton lined up to marry him? He would probably rack his brain to pick the most eligible bride. This is the characteristic of today's consumers. In the past, when there was a shortage of supply, consumers could not afford to be nitpicky. But with the growing number of suppliers and plenty of products to choose from, consumers have become harder and harder to please. Companies no longer have the upper hand, consumers do. That is why Dr. Philip Kotler, known as the father of marketing, advocates that it's time for marketing methods to change. He states that companies should replace the 4 Ps with the 4 Cs. So, what exactly are the 4 Ps and the 4 Cs? And how are they different from each other? First, the focus needs to move from product to customer benefits. What do we mean by that? In the traditional 4 Ps model, it was about how to come up with better and cooler products. In other words, the focus was on improving product quality, how to make the product look more sleek and sophisticated, and figure out which brand image to use for the product. Under the 4 Cs model, however, the focus is on identifying the kinds of benefits that customers can gain from the products or services. Let's look at IDEO's case. IDEO, a global design company, always asks themselves questions from the customer's point of view when they design products. Questions such as, how do we make the product more comfortable and convenient for customers, and not just easy on the eyes? After much deliberation, IDEO came up with a never-before-seen design for shopping carts. They made carts with child seats, as well as cup holders for soda bottles. They also applied this method for designing children's toothbrushes. They started by asking themselves, how do we make a toothbrush that wouldn't slip out of children's hands so easily? This question led them to design a toothbrush that had a thick and bumpy handle, which made it easy for children to grip. If IDEO had simply concentrated on designing prettier and fancier looking products, which was the common practice of other design companies, they probably wouldn't have been able to create such innovative products that answered to the customer's specific needs. Second, the focus needs to shift from price to cost to the consumer. In other words, instead of simply telling the customer how much the product is, highlight the product's benefits in comparison to the cost. In the 4 Ps model, emphasis was put on how to improve price competitiveness, how companies would maintain their price advantage by undercutting their competitors' prices or offering bonus products to customers. However, the 4 Cs model notes that no matter how expensive a product may be, it will still sell as long as the customer finds it worth the price. Let's look at an example. Hanssem, a Korean kitchen appliance manufacturer, has been introducing European-style kitchen furniture since the 1970s. Back in the 70s, their products were much more expensive than other kitchen furniture designs, but they still sold well. Why? Because Hanssem successfully highlighted the value that customers would enjoy from their products. To be more specific, Hanssem promoted an image that the kitchen was a professional workplace for housewives and that it was also the most important space in the house, a place where the whole family would gather around and share their moments together. As a result, even at a premium price, housewives were compelled to buy Hanssem products because they thought Hanssem products were better in terms of design and use of space. Hanssem recently launched another premium brand called Kitchen Bach. It's yet another high-end line, but Hanssem strongly emphasized the value of the product to befit the status and lifestyle of VVIP customers. They described the line as a one-of-a-kind, high-quality appliance, handmade by a master craftsman, and once again made its products tempting to housewives. Third, the focus needs to shift from place to convenience. Under the 4Ps model, it was about figuring out which conventional distribution channel, such as department stores, outlets, and convenience stores, would be most effective to present products. However, under the 4Cs model, the question is, where would it be most convenient for customers to buy our products or use our services? For instance, Little Miss Match Socks is a company that sells socks for children. Can you guess where they sell their products? At toy stores or candy stores. The company was spot on about where it would be most convenient for customers to buy children's socks, and that led them to open a new distribution channel no one else had thought of before. Lastly, the focus needs to move from promotion to communication. Under the 4Ps model, it was important to figure out how to imprint the product on the customer's minds. It was all about which medium to use, which advertising copy to use, and so on for that purpose. By contrast, the 4Cs model stresses the importance of two-way communication. With a wide range of communication channels such as the internet and SNS, consumers these days are much more active, engaged, and participative in communicating rather than just being on the receiving end of a one-way street communication. For example, let's look at Etude House, a Korean cosmetic company. Instead of focusing their resources on advertising, Etude House opened an online portal called Etude Community to communicate with their customers and also invite customers to share their own beauty tips with each other. On this portal, young women, the company's main customer base, shared product reviews and makeup know-how. In the process, community members got new information, bought products with good reviews, and naturally spread the word through social media and SNS. Without spending a fortune in advertising campaigns, Etude House was able to naturally attract customer participation and enjoy marketing effects at the same time. The biggest reason Dr. Philip Kotler introduced the 4Cs model was to encourage marketers to take the customer's point of view when developing marketing strategies, because that's the only way companies can win the hearts of customers today. Is your company also struggling to create a marketing strategy? Then whether you are at the stage of developing a product, pricing a product, or devising a promotion strategy, try thinking from the customer's perspective.